Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
And innovators.
Kicking it with your host, Christopher Boykin.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast.
Stardom 101 magazine exclusive. We are building, chopping it up. It's 2022. We thank you guys once again for tuning in weekly to our episodes. Today, my special guest is a successful business owner. He's an entrepreneur. He's a coach. He's a man of honor. He's doing some things out here. I see him. He working. We were just chopping it up a few minutes ago. And the name of this episode is actually called Code of Honor. And I dig it. You feel me? It's a real good episode. It's something that I'm excited about, as you can hear it in my voice. He go by the name of Mr. Jason White. Jason, what's up, my friend?
What's good, my brother? How you feeling?
We up in the stuff.
we here now. You feel me? We here right now.
Yes, sir. How 2022 looking for you, bro? How's it looking so far, man?
It's looking real colossal. It's looking real giant.
Like
you know
that.
what I'm saying?
Like that.
It's looking real colossal. And it ain't even because of me.
Wow.
It's because of the results that's happening from the knowledge I'm giving. But I know we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. We can start there though. We can start there. I like that, right? So ain't it great to be known for the work though?
Yeah, man.
Ain't it a different feeling than, you know how some people just be on the gram or doing social media or just business people, they do a lot of talking, but the results don't speak. And see, with you is different, right? So I mean, how did that feel, man? Because you've been putting in work.
I've been putting in putting in major work since 2008. That's solidified, and it ain't no period to it. It's ongoing work that I'm putting in personally. So now I'm able to take all those lessons learned, right? All of those trials and tribulations, and help others condense their time frames, and then they actually doing it. It's crazy.
It's a crazy feeling. It's gotta be crazy. Great. Let's give them a little backlog on the beginning of the childhood, because you got a very interesting story, and I think it's inspirational right now. That's why I was going to connect with the people. But I'd like to also see if you could share a couple of words on the childhoods, the struggles as you was growing up, so people can understand that it wasn't all good. You feel me?
Yeah. So here's the thing. My mom was a single parent, but I was not in the hood. I repeat, I was not in the hood. I was down the street from the hood, so I walked to the hood.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, most people leave that part out. I wasn't far from the hood, but I didn't live there.
Yeah. I like that.
So I got all my bad ways from going down there and being interested in seeing what they was doing, because it just looked fun back in the day, right? It looked fun. And that's when I got into all the trouble and a different mindset of, I'm gonna just let the streets take over.
Wow.
And that's how I kind of ended up with the world owes me mentality. Like most black men grow up from the hood. The world owed me something, so I'm gonna go take it. And that's the mentality I had growing up.
Wow. You eventually made your way to the Coast Guard.
Yeah, man, because I was believe it or not, man, I was a follower, bro. Like,
really?
Wow.
Man, I don't see that in you, man.
I know. I was a follower because like I said, I didn't grow up in the hood. So the friends that I had that didn't walk down there with me, they were on a good path for life, right? There was a good path.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, cool. One of my homies was going to the Coast Guard. I'm gonna follow you, man. I'm gonna see this time. Hey, bro, I couldn't even swim. Your brother couldn't even.
You was in the mix.
Yeah. He went. I went. Cool. I just wasn't ready for what the military had.
When it said it ain't for everybody.
It ain't for everybody. Your boy ain't had no clue what was happening or what was in store.
That's what's up. Let's fast forward a little bit. Yeah. How did you end up getting a federal government contract, man? We're gonna get into the nooks and crannies of what you do, but how did that start? What happened?
Yeah, so after I left the Coast Guard, I did 2 years in the brig. That's military jail. So after I left that, I really couldn't get a good job. So I was working at the gas station, which was down the street from my mama's house. So I'm at the gas station working down the street from my mom's house, and obviously now I'm still down the street.
Down the street. Look at
right.
the irony.
All the guys seeing me at the gas station, like, you know, can I get this? Can I get that? But it was one of my guys that was trying to remove himself from the hood who introduced me to government contracting. Yeah, he basically laid it out for me. He said, when I get off work, he wanted me to hit him up because he geared to look at government contracting for trucking. And I know no clue what he was talking about. But after I got off work, I hit him up. Unfortunately, he got locked up. He was in jail when I got off work. So I had to fend for myself.
And you just literally just kept going. You kept tapping into it, seeking it yourself.
Man, listen. Once I got a high IQ level. I tell people this all the time. That's not how smart I am. That's my I quit level. I don't quit. So once I start something, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to have my ups and downs, my wars, me moments, and all of that. But I just kept going. And it did take me 3 years to win my first contract. And a lot of people can't fathom going through something for 3 years without any type of results. But I quickly learned that I was actually growing as I wasn't winning awards, but I was growing, understanding the process and getting the knowledge.
Keyword process. That's it. You know, like I said, a lot of people don't like putting in that work. They want instant gratification.
Microwave society, you know.
Microwave mentality.
Microwave society out
here. Yeah, man, I tell you. Yeah. What are the benefits of contracting through the government? Just give me a couple of few if you could.
Oh man, so the way I do it is as the middle person, right? I don't see the work, I don't touch the work, I don't even see the workers doing the work. So the biggest benefit is I'm hands off. I don't have to have a company that can actually perform the work. I just have to have the company that's ready and able to submit bids so somebody else can do the work once my company wins. The number two thing is it's the federal government, right? That's the largest purchaser in the world. Why wouldn't you want to do a piece of business with the federal government? Because it's not a fad. So that's the two main reasons, two main points about government contracting. And then two, it's number three, my bad. It's 96,000 contract opportunities, not a month, but every single day. So why wouldn't I want to rock with it?
Woo-wee. I just looked up an interesting stat. I was like, man, the fiscal year, I thought this was interesting, right? This is right in the pandemic. 2022, the federal government spent more than 665 billion on contracts. I said, wait a minute, an increase of 70 million from 2029. Bro, the numbers is going up crazy.
And they speak for itself. They speak, because this is what a lot of people don't understand. Doing business with the federal government, the way I teach and the way I actually do it myself, we're not demanding on people to give us revenue. We're demanding on the demand. So if there's a demand for a product, if there's a demand for a service, the federal government is going to ask for it. And there's a liable source right there, which is my company and anybody else that I teach, to provide that product and to provide that service. Wow. So we're not demanding on people. So during the pandemic, when a lot of people's business shut down because people weren't coming into restaurants no more, you won't get into Ubers, you won't traveling, all of that good stuff, right? All of my contracts 10x. So I'm going through the roof because just because the workers aren't in that building anymore, the federal government still want that building clean.
I see.
You feel me? Just because the workers, nobody's in that building, they still want that lawn to be landscaped properly. So all my stuff 10x.
My goodness. What's the initial process and the requirements for someone who want to get into your classes, your courses, and is it a process they have to go through qualifications wise?
So no, so here's the main thing. I love to tell people, I'm going to show you the entire process from A through X. I'm not going to say Z because I'm in this business for residual income, right? I want residual income from the federal government by way of middlemaning and subcontracting out these contracts. So I don't have a requirement to get into my program or to purchase my course. You just have to have your own requirements that say, all right, I'm going to be consistent and I'm going to trust the process. But from outside of that, though, you just have to have an LLC and an EIN number and register that into SAM.gov. You ready to rock and roll?
You're ready to rock and roll. Wow.
It's that simple.
Dang, that's what's up. Let's talk about when you discovered the secret to make your profit boom. I like how you broke that down. You said communication. You said, listening, of course, rapport building. I think those components, I like how you worded that, you broke it down, but if you could elaborate on that and what you meant by that phase, I think that can connect with some people as well.
Yeah. So back in 2008, I didn't have good credit. I didn't have a network. I didn't even properly know how to communicate. I just knew I was a good communicator. I just didn't know how to properly communicate. I always wanted to build rapport. You see how as soon as I jumped on, it's like, yo, I've been talking to you for years.
Forever. It's like, oh my
because
God.
I understand how to have people interaction. And most people don't have that. These are skill sets that you have to have. Communication and building rapport. So those two key components is some of the things that I realized I had to cultivate in order to have a successful business in doing any type of business, but especially doing government contracting. Because if I can't effectively communicate, I can't tell the government what's right or what's wrong. Absolutely. If I can't build rapport, I can't separate myself and be memorable from everybody else that's doing what I'm doing. So I quickly understood I got to knock those two things down for me to be highly successful. And that's what it is. The crazy thing is, when I was growing up being a class clown, right? I'm communicating and building rapport.
Right, you know, in a different way.
In a different way. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know I was cultivating those skill sets, being a class clown and getting in trouble, but that's what I was doing.
That's what's up. How many federal government contracts have you got so far? I mean, you got hundreds, of course, right?
Yeah. So since 2008, my company has been awarded over 250 plus federal government contracts.
My goodness.
Yeah. Currently today we have 42, and out of those 42, 31 of them are residual. 31 of them are 4 years and better. So I got 31 streams of income just coming from the federal government alone.
Oh my God, just connecting in years and years.
Hey, your boy ain't doing none of the work, man. Come on.
What's the bidding process like? What's that like? Can that be a little strenuous?
I mean, it can be, right? Especially when you new, right? Because most people are emotionally attached to submitting proposals. They want to win. I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. Okay, well, I got to help them change that thought process. It's not about winning. It's about understanding the process. And if you understand the process, your end result, which is most people win, that's going to happen, right? So
naturally.
The process can get a little tight, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You gotta be competitive though, man. Like, you know, any entrepreneurship business, any entrepreneur, you have to have a competitive spirit, period. If you're not competitive, don't be an entrepreneur, because your check ain't coming every 2 weeks. You gotta grind for it.
You gotta grind for it. Yeah.
And if you ain't willing to do that, this ain't for you. Just go get the 9 to 5, which is fine. Everybody has to have. I ain't one of them job bashers neither. You know, people out there be like, don't quit your job. You're making somebody else rich, man. So what? You know what I mean? Like, so what?
It put food on the table.
Exactly. So,
you know, different strokes, different folks. Everybody don't got it. You feel?
100%, man. And it ain't for everybody. But I tell people the bidding process can be a little stressful if you're emotionally attached to it. So I teach people how to turn that side of their brain off too.
That's what's up. And you teach. Tell us about some of the stuff that you teach. You don't have to go in detail, but some of the tips and stuff that you teach.
Yeah, so obviously we teach communication, we teach building rapport, but more importantly, we teach pricing, how to put my pricing on top of the subcontractor's pricing for my profit. Also, I got to teach how to effectively construct the proposal. If you don't know how to build your proposal, then you're submitting documents that don't matter. Then after that, I have to teach how to effectively look for these contracts, which they're called solicitations before they're called contracts. So we teach the whole gambit. I got to go through the whole thing. And then one of the biggest pieces in the beginning, we got to shift that mindset. A lot of people come with that corporate mind. They think it's structured. It's A, it's B, it's C. It's not like that. A, after A, it might not be B. It might be D. And then you come back.
So you really got to have it, man. What's some other projects you're working on outside of, you know, the business that you do? You have your hands on some other things. I know you're a natural leader. Yeah,
man.
Talk about that.
We taking the federal code now into the school system. I'm noticing a lot of people aren't fooling with that, and I'm gonna touch it, and I'm gonna do it the right way, because most of these, not a lot, but most entrepreneurs, they can't relate to the kids today because they ain't been there themselves. You know what I'm saying? So when them kids are going through whatever it is that they're going through, but they want to learn business, not only from somebody that looks like me. That's a sexy phrase, right? I'm going to teach business to people that look like me. That don't even matter. You got to relate to them too.
I like
what they've been through, what they currently going through. I've been through all of that. So now when I jump into the school system, high school, community colleges, and universities, That's our next step. And I'm going to be able to relate to all of them, but then circle it back around to teaching them how to effectively do business and think the proper way.
Wow. Are you going to take that on tour, man? I can see that. I can see that on the move.
Hey, you already know that's
I see it already. Look. Look.
You heard it,
I see what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, I see the play.
I got to, man. I can't bottle the message in one area. I'm gonna start with my hometown. Okay. I started already at Norcom High School in Portsmouth, Virginia. That was an amazing time right there. I think we did over 200 students there. Oh. I'm poised to do Norfolk State University next, and we're gonna just keep going. Wow.
If you could, man, wrap it up. If you could, tell the industry, tell the people, the listeners, why they should do business with the largest buyer in the world, which is obviously the federal government. What are they missing out on? If you can give them that punch, man, try to convince them, because I see it. I'm like, yeah, he about to go. It's about when they say we outside, yeah, he about to go. He got
outside. So this is what I love this question, because I ain't gonna convince nobody. You feel me? It's like this. If you don't understand that the federal government is the largest purchaser, that's the first thing. If you don't understand that the federal government is not demanding on people, but based off the product and services, that's the second thing. If you don't understand that there's 96,000 contract opportunities every single day, that's the third thing. And the fourth thing is, I'm teaching you that you don't got to do the work. Ain't no convincing involved. I can't convince you. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, let me say this. As the federal government, as we understand this too, just keeping it 1,000. Yeah, we might and probably will hit some other type of pandemic. Do you want to be caught with a business model or business plan that's based solely off of people, or do you want to get in bed? You don't gotta abandon your whole business. You don't gotta do that. But if you do a piece of business with the federal government, just watch what happens after that.
Wow, I like that.
That don't move. You don't know.
Yeah. Look, it don't sell itself. I tell you one thing though, Jace, I'll tell you one thing. This pandemic exposed a lot of things, revealed a lot of things. The people who were depending on their 9-to-5, their jobs, didn't have a second income stream, third one, or was just thinking a traditional way. It is now the time to be innovative. You gotta have it, like you said. You broke it down, so you can keep that 9-to-5. You ain't even bashing them or whatever have you. But this is definitely the time to make sure you got something to secure your family. And what you're teaching, bro, is basically that. Like, yo, y'all gotta wake up. We gotta wake up, people. It's right in front of our face, but
it's right there. It's on a silver platter. I ain't making this up. I'm just understanding that I'm good at it, so I'm gonna teach people how to do it so they can be effective too and execute.
That's what's up. Any last shout outs, thank yous to anybody in your team, your family, your supporters you wanna get the public flowers to?
Yeah, for sure, man. I gotta shout out my PR team. They're amazing, man. They are amazing. They're getting my message out and my company out to all of these different platforms. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're not backed by a public relations team, then you need to holler at me. I got one for you. That's amazing. Shout out to I got a shout out to my right hand. That's Linda Edwards. I got to shout out my guy Jose. I got to shout them out too. Those two individuals, they're very pivotal in my company called the Federal Code. So I'm gonna shout out them as well.
That's what's up. Signing
all
out.
My students too. All my students doing their thing.
Yeah. Can't forget about the students. That's what's up. Stardom Magazine exclusive. I know y'all. Look, we gave y'all sound bites of information. Y'all know what to do. Go to that man's website, thefederalcode.com. Tap him up on Instagram, social media, all of his social media links and website URLs and all that good stuff gonna be in the show notes. Click it, spam him up, sign up for the courses, man. Do what you do, support the bro. He's on to some big things. He's educating, he's building in the times that we need most, people. And that's why we do it at Stardom. Jason, we love, man. We appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm gonna see you on the flip side, homie.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Gone.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom 101 magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom 101 magazine podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.